Assembly of the material handler. The material handler consists of a cage section, a fabric body, and the roller tables. The cage section has a bottom piece, left and right side pieces, a back section, and a top section. Insert studs are located on the bottom section and the two side sections. 6 insert studs are located on the bottom section and 2 at the back of each side section. Securing pegs on the bottom section contain the connecting line of the fabric body. There are a total of 6 securing pegs on the bottom section. There are 2 sets of guardrail chains on each side piece of the cage and 1 set of securing chains on the bottom section. To assemble the side and back sections of the cage, stand one side up vertically, raise the back section vertically, making sure that the blocking is on the bottom of the back section and the vertical insert studs on the side section are on the top. Then, slide the insert studs into the back section. Raise the other side and slide the insert studs into the back section. Installing the bottom section of the cage into the fabric body. Fold out the sides and the back, folding the back area over itself, leaving the inside of the back section no more than 2.5 feet high. Place the bottom section in the material handler fabric, making sure the sides of the fabric are clear and not pinched between the two pieces. When properly placed, the connecting line and the connecting loops should align level with the securing pegs. The white connecting line cannot be along the side or below the edge of the bottom section. Place the top section over the bottom section sideways. Align the center support beam with the center C-link on the bottom section. Passing a line through the center C-link and attaching it to the top section, tie the front of the bottom section about 2 to 3 inches off the ground. The task of raising the bottom section could also be performed using an overhead lifting device. This will allow one to pull the bottom panel forward and install it on the bottom section. You will need 3 or 4 longer screwdrivers with rounded shafts to perform this task. On the right side, a worker will place a screwdriver in between the outside rail of the bottom cage section and the white connecting line. With their other hand, they will apply pressure to insert stud. A worker on the left side will insert the screwdriver shaft at the corner of the bottom panel beneath the white connecting line, grabbing the black connecting loop. Place a foot on the cage section and pull the corner section up and over the corner of the outside rail. Then, the other worker will perform the same task on the right side. To bring the securing line over the 2 outside C-links, slide the screwdriver shaft underneath the securing line and align it upwards with the slot in the C-link. Then raise the screwdriver upwards, sliding the securing line over the C-link using a second screwdriver for the sides if necessary. Release the bottom section from the top piece and remove it. At this time, bring the securing line over the center C-link. Make sure by pulling on the side panels that no material is caught underneath the bottom section. Also, perform this at the back, making sure the back corners have not slipped underneath the bottom section while securing the front section. The connecting line has to be raised over the 6 securing pegs by sliding a screwdriver underneath the white securing line in between the side panel and bottom panel. Raise the securing line and side panel over the securing peg. The roller table consists of 2 sections, a front section and a back section. The front section has the brake assembly connected to it. To install the roller tables, first, pull the securing chains out from within the bottom section. Carry the back roller table section and place it into the bottom section. Once workers move outside the fabric, slide this section all the way to the back of the bottom section. Place the front roller table section into the bottom section. Install the bolt assembly through the top hole in between the two roller table sections on each side. Then, tighten the nut and bolt assembly firmly. Once installed, check that the attachment chains on the brake assembly are not pinched under the roller table. If so, use a screwdriver to gently pry up the roller table and free the attachment chains. At this time, lay the roller pad on top of the roller table. There is a stop loop at the front of the roller pad. This is a lock to prevent the roller pad from moving toward the back of the roller table. Insert the left leg of the right brake into the stop loop on the roller pad. Make sure the fabric sides are not pinched beneath the roller table before placing the side sections on the bottom framework. Carry the assembled side sections into the bottom section of the material handler. Align the side section with the insert studs on the bottom section. Make sure the workers at the front of the material handler slide the front section down first, keeping the back section raised up. At this time, the workers in the front will go to the back and assist the workers at the back section by pulling up firmly on the fabric body so that no material gets pinched when the back section is lowered into place. Carry the top section in and align it with the insert studs at the top of the side sections. Be sure to lower the top section evenly onto the side sections. You can use an overhead four-way lift to complete this task, but never use forklift forks to install or remove the top section because it could bend the insert studs and cause other damage to the material handler. Never use a forklift for any part of the cage assembly. Install the linch pins through each of the holes in the bottom of the four top section legs. To install the fabric body around the sidewalls, begin at the back of the material handler. Pull the fabric towards the top rail. There are 3 tightening straps and cam buckles along the top of the fabric body. The tightening straps pass over the outside of the top rail back towards the inside of the fabric and are inserted into the cam buckle. There are 3 tightening straps and cam buckles on each side of the fabric body. The tightening straps pass through the vertical C-links on each side section. Insert each tightening strap into the cam buckles using mild tension to tighten. The 2 lower tightening straps must pass behind the guardrail chains. Make sure there are no twists in the tightening straps. Repeat the process for the other side. Once all 6 of the front tightening straps are mildly fastened, pull on each one firmly so that the fabric where the tightening strap is connected is flush with the front edge of the cage section. Once the fabric body is tightened to the cage section, check the fabric connecting loops at each securing peg to make sure they are spread evenly. They can be adjusted using a standard screwdriver. Material handler components. To properly describe the left and right side of the material handler, left and right will always be called from facing the front of the material handler. On the left side of the material handler, there are 2 lifting eyes that are used to lift the material handler with a crane. There are 3 blue hanging loops that are used to store accessories and components of the material handler when not in use. There are 2 hanging rings that are used to hold the guardrail chains and the securing chains. There is 1 attachment loop that is used to attach the tag line. On the right side of the material handler, there are 2 lifting eyes, 2 blue hanging loops, and 2 hanging rings. There is 1 pocket that is used for accessory and spare parts storage. The equipment signage is located on the back of the material handler. This signage specifies company information, safety warnings, serial number, working load limit, and tear weights. The top hanging ring is used to hold the two guardrail chains on the side of the material handler. The lower hanging ring is used to hold the securing chain on the bottom of the material handler. The yellow attachment loop is where the tag line is hooked to, and the blue hanging loop is used to store the coiled up tag line when not in use. The lower hanging loop at the front of each side is used to store the brakes when not in use. Attach the brake to the material handler by passing the attachment loop through the connecting link on the end of the brake and tightening the cam buckle. Material handler accessories. The vertical stabilizer and stabilizer extension are used to move longer objects such as sprinkler pipe, baseboard trim, and plumbing pipe. The vertical stabilizer installs vertically onto the front of the material handler and is used to move objects 14 feet long and under. There are a total of 4 U-brackets on the inside front of the material handler, 2 on each side. The 4 ends of the vertical stabilizer will rest in the U-brackets. When installing the vertical stabilizer, there are 2 connecting links that position at the top and facing out. To install the vertical stabilizer, push the left side into the fabric so that the right side can clear the cage and slide the vertical stabilizer downward into the U-brackets. Make sure all 4 ends of the vertical stabilizer are inserted into the U-brackets. Check that all 4 of the circular stops are on the inside of the U-brackets. The stabilizer extension installs horizontally onto the front of the vertical stabilizer and is used to move objects longer than 14 feet. There are 2 shackles connecting the adjustment chain to the stabilizer extension. These shackles are firmly tightened with a wrench and have a zip tie on them. The 2 shackles at the free end of the adjustment chain are only hand tight so they can be easily removed to install and adjust the stabilizer extension. When installing the stabilizer extension, the connecting links and the adjustment chains must face upwards. Slide the stabilizer extension into the openings in the slotted gusset at the bottom of the vertical stabilizer. Using the shackles, attach the adjustment chains to the connecting links at the top of the vertical stabilizer. There are 2 hitch pins for the stabilizer extension. Install them in the holes of the stabilizer extension. When not in use, store the hitch pins in the pocket of the material handler. The front cover is designed to prevent objects from falling out of the material handler. It connects in 9 different places using C-links. C-links are slotted links that connect and disconnect by aligning the slots. The top of the front cover has 1 C-link on each corner and the bottom has 2 C-links on each corner. To install the front cover, attach the C-links on the front cover to those on the material handler. The front cover can be used at full height or half height, depending on the amount of material inside the material handler. Bumpers attach vertically or horizontally to the front of the material handler to help protect glass, finished metal, railings, and other delicate surfaces from scratches and damage. On the front of the material handler, bumpers install in between the 2 C-links at the top. Slip the metal brackets around the front post underneath the fabric with the cam buckles facing towards the outside of the material handler. Secure with the tightening straps and cam buckle. Bumpers can also be installed vertically and horizontally on the top section. The roller pad is used to pull material out of the material handler. The top is made of a solid vinyl fabric and has the 4 sets of handles. The bottom of the roller pad is made of super mesh material. Be sure the handles are facing up when using the roller pad. There is a stop loop at the front of the roller pad. This is a lock to prevent the roller pad from moving back when loading. Gather the roller pad by all the handles and place it inside the material handler. Push the roller pad back enough to expose the front set of handles and the stop loop. Remove the right brake and reinsert the brake, passing the left leg through the stop loop. Do not insert the handles through the brake legs. Enter the material handler and free the back of the roller pad. Holding on to the side of the cage, walk out the rest of the roller pad. Support brackets stabilize the front and back of the material handler and reduce the height of the top section while using a forklift. Install these by sliding them over the insert studs at the front and back of the material handler. The retrieval pole aids in landing the material handler when using a crane. It can also be used to retrieve small items from inside the material handler. It can be used as a 5-foot section or, once taken into the building, joined together by connecting the two pieces with the union to make a 10-foot section. Do not tighten the union with wrenches, hand tighten only.